Yo, how's it going? How's it going, everybody? It's me, Waffle Boy Cube here, coming at you with another video today. Specifically, right now, I'd like to have a little bit of a PSA or a little bit of a talk to our strategist people over here. Mostly strategist mains or people who flex into, or people who want to learn strategists in general. Just wanted to have a overall talk about it. More pertaining towards comp, like I was saying. So yeah, biggest thing is I feel like a lot of people misunderstand actually what the term strategist means. Whether it's coming from another game like Overwatch, or just maybe this is their first time playing hero shooters, or because people mix the terms healer, strategist. They kind of go hand in hand. A lot of people really think strategist is just basically just M1 heal body. I'm here to try and disprove that. At the end of the day, NetEase, when they created this game and they started, playtesting and developing it, I will say strategist, essentially, to me personally, in my heart, is the most important class in this entire game, or in most games in general. Usually the supporting roles, whether it's like healing, buffing, or whatever other type of mechanics or shenanigans strategists have in any type of gaming that involves a team-oriented strategy. I really do believe, a lot of people just think the job is to put out healing and keeping people alive, but there's so much more to it. And while that is the chunk of it, if you get more into it, I really do believe that, you can grind, not grind, but you can grind the game and actually rank up faster, or even jump to a higher placement than where you currently are. But before we go further, I would appreciate it if y'all would, like and subscribe, to the channel. I'm trying to pump out a little bit more content right now. I'm trying to, at least get just one rant video out a week. I am scripting a video for Rivals, seeing how that's going. I'm thinking about probably making a guide to flexing in the future, so you could look forward to that. That's something y'all are interested in, or if y'all have any key points maybe for me while I'm writing that, actually like a constructed script, let me know in the comments. But without further ado, I'm really just going to be spitballing here for, I don't know, maybe 20-30 minutes, seeing how things go, essentially. But yeah, without further ado, let's just get into it. So yeah, we're in the practice range right here, nothing too crazy, just just doing the simple things as we normally do. So strategists typically in Marvel Rivals, so they are called strategists. They're not called healers, they're not called supports, they're called strategists. So the whole point is that they're supposed to be the strategic bunch in your team, in your group, statistically on paper. So what I mean about strategy is they're kind of the glue that holds together the entire team, if you know what I'm trying to say. So long story short is, they're trying to do more than just keeping the team alive, because I do personally believe that essentially all the supports in this game are genuinely overtuned, but that is by purpose and design. First off, NetEase wants people to get into the role easier, because at the end of the day, we can have tanks boycott, we'll always find people playing tank. We can find DPS boycotting, and we'll always find DPS. We'll definitely find DPS more than anything else. But I remembered, it was like a year ago, there was that support boycott. There were support mains who didn't want to support anymore. They were tired of people giving them shit, and that actually affected the quality of games for actually quite a while. So to get more clear into what I'm explaining is, they overtuned the kits, right? The reason why they overtuned the kits is not just to keep it fun, keep it so that everyone can, play support more easily or have more fun things to do, keep them interested, but it's part of the game, so might as well, if you have the overtuned kit, you have to use it. And let me give y'all a hot take, really. Your job as support isn't to keep people at 100% HP. is to keep them alive, period. As long as you can keep them alive, it doesn't matter what HP you leave them at. I promise you, if you are 100% certain you can keep someone alive at 1 HP, you should keep someone alive at 1 HP. Now, you're like, Waffle Boy, that sounds pretty ludicrous. Like, why would we do something like that, you know? Shouldn't we keep everyone fully healthy and up? Well, the only issue with that is, as you see, as I get people up to their max HP, if I keep spamming at them, I'm just wasting resources, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, you know, I am playing Luna Snow, kind of one of the easier supports or strategists to get into. And as you can see from how I'm playing her, yeah, she pumps out a lot of heals, and she's doing pretty well. But when they're at full HP, I'm wasting my bullets. I'm wasting time, resources, and energy trying to keep the person alive. Like, say I did all my abilities, right? He's at 100 HP. I ult, you know, I use all my abilities. I start spamming him. I use my Kumiho C to give him AoE and everything like that. And say I just focus on this one bot right here, right? Yes, I'm keeping him alive. I am essentially doing my job as a strategist. Yay me. But, you know, I'm using half of my kit keeping this dude alive, you know? But, you know, there's so much more you could be doing. And we're just wasting time and we're wasting resources. Because the moment this dude pops, you know, I'm basically a sitting duck because all I've been doing is focusing on him. And then I'm in danger as well. I'm in trouble. So, this is when the strategist comes into place. You need to, I know, funny enough, strategize as a strategist and know who to heal and when to heal them. And then on top of that, if there's no one to heal, you know what's the best way to keep someone at full health? By stopping the damage altogether. Luna Snow has a freeze. Freeze someone, stop the damage, and kill them. Keep your teammate alive. If they can't do damage to your team, then you don't need to heal them. So, I guess the best way I could explain it, the most simplest way is, you know, I think personally, supports need to start doing a little bit more damage when it comes to enemies. Now, I'm not saying you need to be in the front lines, but, you know, say we're like playing a game and like we're in the back line and we're doing stuff like this, you know? We want to, you know, start, you know, doing shit, especially with Luna, because her stuff is actually can go through people, so you can be healing and damaging at the exact same time, you know? So, that's just a few things in general I want to get, you know, into. It's like, part of being a strategist is not healing. Just because strategists are healers does not mean their only job is to heal. Well, anyway, to get more advanced into it, one of the better examples I like to put in is basically Invisible Woman. Invisible Woman, to me personally, she's one of the best examples of what, you know, strategists can do with her strategy. So, yeah, you know, she has her little invisible heal orbs, right? That shoot about, like, what, 15, 20 meters? And it actually pumps out pretty decent healing for people. But, you know, she has so much in her kit, you know? First off, in team fights, she can turn herself invisible on command anytime, you know? Just pulling aggro away from her in general is great, you know what I'm saying? She can also, you know, hit multiple teammates and enemies at the same time, which is also amazing. But one thing I don't see some invisible players doing is her left shift, you know? Her left shift, it's not just an AoE damage, it's also a pull. Anyone who's in there will get gravitated towards. And then she also has her force push and her force pull. You know what I mean? I feel like mostly with Invis players, how you can tell decent ones from great ones is usually like the normal ones, like whenever they're taking damage and they're about to die, they'll pop an ult directly on top of their heads. Which, there's nothing wrong with that, but we can definitely be way more efficient than that, you know what I mean? You should be saving Invis ults for the big team fights. Like, it's better for you to get dove and die, in my personal opinion, and hold on to your ult for that big push on point than it is to, you know, try and keep yourself alive for even like another 30 seconds, especially if there's no teammates around you. Big thing about her too is, like I said, her force push and her force pull, and then her shift also gravitates people towards the center, stopping them from attacking. She's a really good self-healer. So, how I like to see her is that her, as a strategist, is you can get some sneak plays in. You know, if you're invisible, you sneak around before you're able to kill your teammates. You pull them out, you do a shift, you do a little bit of damage, ult your team, finish them off, and then if you need to jump back in, you turn invisible, jump back into your stuff. And then your team can clean up the rest, or you can get a couple kills yourself. I think supports need more kills. I need to see more supports, or I mean strategists, in my kill feed in general. But that's just a simple combo, you know, I'm not trying to get into the full mechanics of how to actually play in this. Another good one I can explain real quick too is heal pool, or you know, support pool essentially. One thing I like about him is he has multiple vectors, or like different ways of healing people. He has his little katanas he can throw, he has his AoE. You know, he also has katanas where if there's anyone nearby him, as long as he's doing his melee damage, he's also AoE healing anyone who's fighting, so he can jump into the fray with people. But the best thing I like about support or strategist pool in general is, since he has all these vectors of output for healing, if you can time them all right together, you know, get a banhammer, or I like his katana ultimate better actually, or just better healing. If you like, you know, don't pop them all at once, but if you take turns like using them like back and forth, you know what I'm saying? It actually does pretty decent. Like you'll pump out more heals than like most other supports, and that's one thing I really do appreciate about him in general. You know, you can tell me if I'm wrong about the takes that I have. Is how strategists should work. Another good strategist to consider is Ultron. The fun thing about Ultron is that he has his drones, right? So they AoE heal people essentially over a period of time, and he has to stay in vision of them. But he is a support flyer, you know what I mean? He also has a little overdrive boost, and he can give people, you know, blue overkills. He's also a hit scan that does major damage, you know? Like, so Ultron's laser right here, it doesn't heal people, it only damages. So I could definitely see how Ultron is, or at least when Ultron first came out, he was a little bit terrible. But I see the vision that Neves was trying to put in, you know? As a strategist, you know, if you're using strategy, you're hiding in your corners, you're healing your teammates, and you know, you're doing as much damage in the corners as possible. So that's the thing about Ultron. Like, he, of all the strategists that you can use out there, he definitely can pump out damage. Another strategist that can pump out damage? Rocket. Rocket does so much damage. Hell, there's someone on TikTok who does, you know, DPS only Rocket, you know? Yeah, his heal orbs are pretty decent too. I wish they healed more or didn't like fly away as fast. I wish they hovered around, you know, your teammate more, but you know, you do so much damage, especially with the brute bonus. You have that AoE just damage and healing. It's so good, honestly. And he also, if you ask me, I think he has like one of the best support ultimates in the entire game. What, it gives like around like 30 or 40% damage, right? Plus, like, everyone gets an extra 200 overshield on health. It's just so good. So, without me ranting too much, you know, I just want people to remember, you know, again, this is just a PSA, so not trying to get into the weeds. I could delve a little bit deeper, you know, and probably show some gameplay in the future. But, you know, as strategists, you know, you need to be focusing on strategy. Like, that's like first and foremost your entire thing, you know? You need to figure out what angles you need to be taking, you know? How to keep people alive. Not fully healed, not fully healed, but alive. That is your purpose. So at the end of the day, that's pretty much all I really had to say. I'm trying to think, in what other words can I put it, you know? I guess the simplest terms is just start shooting people, man. Start doing damage, you know? Fucking Jubilee, you know, Jubilation here. She does so much damage, it's not even funny. Like, especially with her vampiric team up, right, with Red Hood, and then she recalls people. She can do so much damage and then get lifesteal. It's not even funny. Like, y'all just need to be focusing a little bit more on that. Like, the way I like to use Jubilee is, remember, she gets 2 of these orbs. And then whenever you pop someone with an enemy with a grenade, she gets a little overtime heal mode where you can heal up your tanks. I like to use Jubilee specifically to heal tanks. So you throw your orb here to do damage to the enemies. You heal up your people. You throw an orb here. It's always good to try and have one orb at minimum in the middle of team fights. You know, recall the orb as your team starts moving around. And yeah, I mean, that's all I have to say. Like, again, like if y'all want to, y'all can ask me. We can definitely go more into this, and I can delve deeper. I'll probably try to add some gameplay footage of me just playing support in general in here. You know, just to try and give a better idea, at least my philosophy on how strategists work. But yeah, I mean, if there's anything you think I got wrong, or if I was just talking incoherent nonsense, you know, just let me know in the comments. You know, please do like, subscribe, you know, follow. I appreciate y'all just listening to my rants. Again, that's it. You know, y'all just need to stop. Long story short, it's not every strategist out there, but quite a few of y'all just need to really stop M1 bot healing. There's so much more you can do. Y'all, like, you know, strategists have the most complex kits in this game. Use it to your advantage. And that's all I want to say. Anyway, it was Waffle Boy Q. I appreciate y'all listening and, you know, being around. Y'all have a good one. Peace.